Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 17 in the NFL. We're talking right now with Al McMordie, a guy who's had a long-term record of success in the NFL. This year, though, in our videos, absolutely killing it. 15-7 against the spread in our videos in the NFL this year. Al McMordie, thanks for being back with us.
Always good to be here, Peter. Sorry I missed you last week.
Oh, no, sure. Hey, well, thank you so much for giving us all these free winners. I mean, it was a distant memory when we were starting the year, and you were apologizing for your slow start. Now your overall record is unsustainably good in our videos. Is that how well you've been doing at your site as well?
Yeah, last week in the NFL, we had 10 selections going 8-2. We're now 30-16 on the NFL plays, the last 46. So it's been going great in the NFL.
Unbelievable. And how are you doing in the Hilton contest? I know what were you, like top 15 last time we spoke?
Yeah, it's funny. We had one bad week, and we fell from, I think it was tied for 18th to 29th. And, a bad week in the Hilton is going 3-2, unfortunately. And, so going into last week, we went 3-2 again last week, and we were 29th going into the week, which is still in the money. They pay out to the top 30 contestants out of 1,404 people. To be ranked number, 29 is pretty good. But it's disappointing because we're hitting about 64% of our plays, and you're only ranked 29.
Yeah, sure. Well, hey, with a contest like that, variance has to be on your side in a big way, as well as being a top-notch handicapper. But just to have a long-term record of success, you just have to be a top-notch handicapper. Variance evens out. All right, so give a quick plug for BigAl.com. Tell us what that site's all about. Tell us what you've been doing all these years that has made you so successful.
Well, I've been handicapping since I was 12 years old. That goes back to 1978. I've been in business since I was 25 years old, I think 1992 or so. So I've been in business a long time. It's been basically a labor of love my entire life. People can go to BigAl.com. They can click on Picks for Sale to get all of our best selections. If they just want the free winners, those are good too. Just go to BigAl.com and click on Free Picks. There's 2 every day for myself online, no strings attached, nothing to buy. You also get a 3rd free winner every day online at the homepage from Larry Ness. So it's a great place for both free information if folks want to, step into the waters and buy our best selections. They're not that expensive, just $25 generally for the plays. And folks can click on Picks for Sale to get all of that. And yesterday, for example, we had our first 5-star of the NBA season, a nice winner with the Houston Rockets against Portland, and we're having another great NBA season. Last year ranked number 4 by the Sports Monitor in pro basketball, having another winning year this year in basketball. And also last year number 1 in hockey by the Sports Monitor, and we're now 22-9, or last 31 on the ice. So things are going well.
All right, that sounds great. Awesome record. Al McMordie, multiple sports. Okay, San Diego KC. Interesting game here. Very glad we have you to cover this game. Both teams are in it. This is not one of those Week 17 games where both teams have nothing to play for. Both teams have maximum motivation here. KC's a 2.5 or 3-point favorite. The total's 42. Both teams are also pretty significantly banged up, right? Jamal Charles looks like he's significantly hobbled. Now there's reports that Phillip Rivers has a bulging disc in his lower back that they think is going to be herniated. So both teams are playing with on adrenaline, but definitely physically hobbled a bit. So I'm thinking that because of that factor, and as well the fact that it is a big game, both teams might play a little bit conservatively. Maybe the under 42 might be a play here. And also I'm thinking just in a game like this, it's sort of similar to the Carolina-Atlanta game. Take the road team, getting the points. That's probably your best bet. Is that how you see this game out?
Well, this is a tough game, as you mentioned. Yeah. Last week, we actually were, as I mentioned, we were 8-2. One of our selections was the luckiest win of the season. We had San Diego plus the points against San Francisco on Saturday. And that was a miracle comeback by Phillip Rivers and company to come back from that, 3-touchdown deficit. But, it's tough. It's tough to win back-to-back road games, regardless of the motivation, and especially if a team is playing another winning team that's off a loss, like Kansas City is, and our road team is not getting 12 or more points in the game. In that situation, going back to 1980, our road teams are a dismal 57-89 against the spread. So that's one reason I do like Kansas City here. It's true that Kansas City can still make the playoffs, but it's really in theory only. The only way Kansas City is going to make the playoffs is if they win this game, and then if both Houston and Baltimore both lose. So the chances of the Chiefs making the playoffs is under 5%. And the Chiefs players know that. But I think it's also dangerous to assume that a professional athlete is not going to try his best.
Oh, sure.
Just because there's no tangible reward at the end of the day. Kansas City knows it's likely not to make the playoffs, but they're still going to put forth their best effort. And the fact that they're playing in front of their home fans, I think, ensures that they will. It's their final game of the season, their final home game. So Kansas City's not going to let up, even if they do some scoreboard watching and they see that the Texans or the Ravens are winning their games. So I do like Kansas City in this ball game. One of the problems I think for San Diego here is they're going up against a very tough pass defense. Kansas City ranks second in the NFL in passing yards allowed with just 200. So I think Phillip Rivers is going to have a difficult time, throwing the ball. And that comeback win against San Francisco, he threw the ball 50 times in a row or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. He's going to have a tough time moving the ball, through the air versus Kansas City. And I'm going to take the Chiefs minus the points.
All right. And just before we move on to the next game, just based on the way you analyze this game, it sounds like maybe the under at 42 might be as good or a better play, maybe.
Well, I would lean to the under as well. I think the number's low. If it was 44 and a half, maybe, I'd really like the under. I think it's already kind of baked into the cake with a low over under. But yeah, I would agree with you. I think Kansas City and the under would be the two ways to play this game.
All right. Al McMordie, like in Kansas City, currently minus 2.5 is one of the widely available numbers. Thanks so much, Al.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.